Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. It is Thursday, so we're here for Booklist Thursday, and today's video is my long-awaited list of classics and backlist books that I'm planning to read this year and beyond. I know it probably feels like almost every other video that I publish these days is a TBR video, and I'm not giving you updates on how many of the books I've read, but it is the start of the year, so we're making plans, and this is a little bit of a carryover from last year. Last year I had this huge list of classics and backlist, and I tried to sort them by classics and backlist, and I had some graphics, and it was a mess. And I didn't read a lot of the books. Like, how many of the books did I read last year? Not a lot, but we're not going to dwell there. We're looking forward. So I have a list again, better images this time, I think. And the list is greatly reduced because I read some of the books that I wanted to read last year, and there's some ambitious titles on there. Like, there's some big books and quite a few of those chunkers. So I'm saying that I'm not thinking that I'll be able to read all of these books this year, but I'm hoping to make significant progress, like to make a serious dent in this list, so that in 2024, when we reassess and make another list, because there's a level 2 or level 3 to the list, it won't have some of these kind of stragglers, like books that I should have read a long time ago, or books that I think I read but I can't remember everything, so I want to reread them, that kind of thing. And yeah, so this is what we're planning to do in 2023. So I have a list, and this, my dears, this is my reading journal for this year. So sneak peek at the reading journal. This is my list of classics and backlist for 2023 and beyond. So it is so there were 83 titles on here, and while I was making the graphic, while I was making the images, I added one more because I kind of forgot, and it's a book that I own and I want to read. So we have 84 titles. So just a quick look back. Last year my goal was to read 150 books. I read about 120, and of the 120, like about 20 of them were classics, the classics and backlist books that I said I wanted to read. But last year I also read a lot of books that publishers had sent me and asked me to review. So I've mentioned in other videos, I think I've told you this, that I have different kinds of relationships with different publishers. There are some publishers that I go in and I ask them, can I please have a copy of this book? I promise I will read it, I will promote it. And then there's a publishing company that sometimes they ask me to review books, and usually those books are small publishers, small presses, or independently published, that kind of thing. And I don't get paid. I don't get paid to read. If anyone knows where I can get paid to read, please send me links, call me, email me, DM me, whatever. But yeah, I don't get paid. I don't get paid for these reviews, but you know, it's a relationship that I've had for several years, so I maintain it as much as I can. So when the publishers or the publicists reach out to me and ask me to review books, I usually say yes, and I read those books sometimes first. So I say all of this to say that's why I didn't read as many of my classics and backlists from that TBR last year. But this year I'm kind of scaling some of those things down. I think I told you, I'm trying to clear off the books that I have received from publishers in 2022 and didn't promote. So some of them are scattered on those two shelves. We're not going to dwell on that today because we've talked about that before. So here is the list. Here's a list of classics and backlist books that I want to read. Most of them. So if I could read, like, say 60 of these 84 books, that would be excellent. And then next year we keep working. So Here's a list, because you didn't come on here for my ramble, or maybe you did. Maybe you did. So here are the titles, and I'll show you the pictures, because some of the books I own physical copies of, but most of them I'll probably get from the library, or maybe after I finish my other challenge where I'm supposed to read 25 books that I own before I buy any new books. Maybe after I've read those 25 books, I can buy some of these. And just one more thing before we go into that. So I posted the video of the challenge, announcing that challenge in November. So I'm wondering, did the challenge start in November, or does the challenge start in January? Because I didn't buy any books in December. I didn't purchase any books in December. So I'm backdating my challenge to when I posted that video in November. So I'm going to have to look how many of the books I have read since I posted that video that I own. So I'll know how I'm doing with that challenge. Updates coming tomorrow. I'll update you on that stat tomorrow. So here are the books. Here are the books that are on the Classic and Backlist TBR for 2023. Insert graphic here. A Bend in the River, A Little Life, A Separate Piece, A Suitable Boy, Adventures of Sherlock Holmes, Anna Karenina, Atonement, The Beautiful and the Damned, Bel Canto, Blind Assassin, The Bone People, which is a Booker winner, Brave New World, Brideshead Revisited, The Brothers Karamazov, Can You Forgive Her, Catch-22, Clockwork Orange, A Confederacy of Dunces, The Corrections, Count of Monte Cristo, David Copperfield, Dear Life, Death Comes for the Archbishop, Death in Venice, Death on the Nile, Dubliners, East of Eden, Fahrenheit 451, Grapes of Wrath, Gulliver's Travels, The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, Inferno, Infinite Jest, Invisible Man, The Jungle, Little House on the Prairie. I already read the first 2 books in that series, so this is the 3rd book in the series that's on my list this year, as opposed to last year when I wanted to read the whole series. Little Men and Little Women, The Lovely Bones, The Makioka Sisters, The Maltese Falcon, Matilda, which I have read since the start of January, so yay, I could cross 1 book off the list. Memoirs of a Geisha, Moby Dick, The Name of the Rose, Native Son, Never Let Me Go, Notes from Underground, The Odyssey, Olado Equiano, Oliver Twist, One Day in the Life of Ivan Denisovich, Orlando, Out of Africa, Paradise Lost, Passage to India, Portrait of a Lady, The Portrait of the Artist as a Young Man, Possession, Prayer for Owen Meany, Red Badge of Courage, Robinson Crusoe, The Scarlet Letter, Schindler's Ark. I own the original Schindler's Ark as opposed to when it was released in the United States, when it was called Schindler's List. I put down the title that I own. Secret Garden, The Secret History, Shadow of the Wind, Silent Spring, Slaughterhouse 5, Swan's Way, Tale of Genji, The Things They Carried, The Three Musketeers, To Kill a Mockingbird, Ulysses, Uncle Tom's Cabin, The Virgin Suicides, Walden, War and Peace, Watership Down, Waves, The Wizard of Oz, The Woman in White, The Wonderful Adventures of Mrs. Seacole in Many Lands. And this is a new edition, The Street. So yeah, those are the 84 titles that I have on my Classics and Backlist TBR for 2023 and beyond. We're going to see how many of them we can read in 2023. I'm aiming for about 60. So at this point, 60 out of 84 is my plan. and I've read one book since the start of January, so I'm not zero for this count. Let me know in the comments down below if you've read some of these titles, and if you want to read some of them with me in 2023, let me know that as well. I'm always open to buddy reads, and as you know, I have an extensive TBR. I mean, it's not like I'm struggling to find books to read. I'm a huge mood reader, so I like to have lots of options. But there's this list of classics and backlist. There's the goal to read some of the former Booker winners. There is, of course, the Run Right Reads book club list, 12 books strong for this year. Then there is the list of 10 books that I culled from Britta's 1001 book list. And then there are the 3 authors that I'm trying to complete their works, trying to make some progress on that this year. And then, of course, the challenge to read 25 books that I already own before I can buy new books. And then a couple of days ago, I shared with you some books that I've owned for a long time and need to make a decision on this year. So the plan is to read them by the end of the year, or should unhaul them. I give away books all the time, but I don't always want to be pressed to unhaul a book. So I'll probably make sure that I read those books. That's where we are. That's where we settled with that goal. So yeah, lots of challenges. And of course, there's a BookTube prize, and books coming in from publishers, I hope, all the time. So yeah, it's not like I don't have lists of books that I already have to cross off, but it's always fun making one more list because I love checking books off a list. Reading is its own pleasure. Don't ever get me wrong. Reading is its own pleasure, but I also love marking things completed. So I love when I can combine those two things and make a list of books to read and then cross those books off as I have finished them. So yeah, let me know in the comments down below if you're reading any of these books this year, want to read any of them with me. I'm always open to buddy reads, and especially to connect with you guys, because this is a community, and I love being part of it, and I love that you're part of it, and more socialization with the community is always welcome. So yeah, let me know in the comments down below if you're reading any of these books. Let me know what part of this video resonated with you. If it is just my massive tendency to collect TBR list. So yeah, let's chat in the comments. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe if you want to see more. We'll be back soon with another video, and I hope you'll join me for it. Until then, happy reading. Bye.